What's up, guys? This is UMV Universe, and I am going to do a blind reaction to the cutscene that you get once you beat Golden Freddy mode. So, of course, if you have not beat Golden Freddy mode, and if you're one of those people who are determined to beat Golden Freddy mode, please do not watch this video. It will be a way bigger turnout for you if you beat Golden Freddy mode, which is said to be almost impossible to beat with all the crazy hullabaloo that you have to go through to get it. But as for me, Will, he got through it. Before you start saying, Will is not that good at the game, you'll be surprised at what Will has accomplished. He got me to throw his phone off a balcony thanks to Undertale. So he's already a soulless piece of nothing that's just walking skin of a holeless husk of a person that he used to be. Just like William Afton at this point. So, yeah, I think he can achieve a lot. As soon as he did it, though. This was after Scott made it easier. So don't give him too much credit. He didn't beat it when he was like literally almost impossible. But when he beat it, he got the cutscene, and there is a cutscene that is completely different from where the William Afton is walking apparently, and it's supposed to be like this giant bombshell that just get dropped off of you. And I've been interested in it, and I thought it would be good to do a blind reaction to it because it's something like that to talk about for blind reactors all over the time-space continuum and whatnot. And so if this is a bombshell, I hope to talk about it in means of which I know I can understand, because while I have not played every single game, I have played a vast majority of them and know a lot about the lore thanks to the community that exists. And since I admire Scott Kaufman too much not to at least give this dropping of a bombshell a try, and possibly the hint of another game that's coming out, because God knows he's not going to stop making those, I'm going to give it a shot. So since it's only like a couple of, not even almost a minute, I'm going to get started with it. So, let's go. 3, 2, 1, now.
Father, it's me, Michael.
Michael?
I did it. I found it. It was right where you said it would be. They were all there. They didn't recognize me at first, but then
Okay,
they
clearly.
thought I was you. And I found her. I put her back together, just like you asked me to.
Okay.
She's free now. But
She's in the sewer, but okay.
I should be dead, but I'm not. I've been living in shadows.
Huh.
There is only one thing left for me to do now. I'm going to come find you. I'm going to come find you.
Oh, Fazbear Fright, it's oh, okay. I'm up here looking at the screen, I'm like, what is this building? What is this building? What is this place? What is going on? And then all of a sudden, okay. So, spring. Okay, let me get this straight. Alright, I guess I retract my statement about William and about how he's like Afton because he's now a husk, because apparently Afton isn't the purple guy. It's his son. I'm going to take that as a wild guess of what Michael is. Michael, his son. Okay, the reasons why this makes sense is because he said they thought he looked like him. They thought he looked like him, which usually would pertain to the fact that if you're someone's son, you look like either your dad or your mom or both. If that makes sense. The family connection thing that people have been theorizing about still fits, because it's the brother. And Baby says, wasn't your point to come down here was to be with her again, which can still pertain to the brother. I'm pretty sure Matt had even mentioned this in one of his live streams, and other things that I've been watching. The brother has always been in this kind of like thing. Have we wondered where he was? And I do know some people. I think even some people in my comment section said something about the brother being the person going to the sister location. Now, after watching that, I only got this thing. Did William Afton tell his son to go down there and do the stuff? Because yeah, he said I found them. He said you're like right where you said it would be. So it's clear to say that Afton told his son to do this sort of stuff. Okay, now that the interruption is gone, I will now continue with what I was trying to say. William Afton told his son to go down to where Baby is, and that's what had him to get scooped by Baby and got him like worn as a coat as by Ennard. Ennard started walking around in this body until it started to rot into a purple guy. Purple guy then spewed the animatronics into the sewer. Not sure if that's supposed to come into play later on, where like there's a theory that since they were in the sewer, they got around the area and somehow possessed other animatronics during the course of what Purple Guy was doing. As for what Purple Guy has been doing, he possessed his dead carcass and started walking around and doing the things that we probably think he was doing, aka killing children, probably because he's spreading the thing of what made him what he is today or something like that. The theories are going all over the place, and I'm not the type of guy you could talk to that knows that understands the basics of what's going on in the story. However, I did like this bombshell. This was a good twist, because I'm pretty sure every single person that I've known of has just brought up just like it's William Afton. Like after the theory that I saw with MatPat he pretty much did. He even showed like what's it called? Book the Silver Eyes book, proof that these parts that you see are clearly what the turning point was when it came to William Afton. But no, apparently it's not. It's been his son. Now, a contradiction to this that could be talked about later on. I mean, I can probably think of a way if you give me enough time. But in Five Nights at Freddy's 4, the brother not only is not tall enough to be the Purple Guy at this point, but you also see the Purple Guy in the game, and when you go to the screen and then you see him putting on the thing on the guy's head. Whether or not this is actually him committing a murder or him actually helping an employee get into a suit, either or. However, you also have to take into account, Scott said that this is a different like timeline, different universe going on right here, and the events of Five Nights at Freddy's 1 through 4 don't apply. But Silver Eyes, Sister Location, and let's just say FNaF World do come into play, because FNaF World is the main, this first thing that introduced Baby and killed off the second guy who started and killed off, or he killed himself, that made the animatronics. So you can say that's where that timeline starts. So the basics and stuff that we know from Five Nights at Freddy's 4 can be completely different from the interpretation. However, I can say if Five Nights at Freddy's 4 does come into play, it does make sense about certain things that the Purple Guy does. We know that he stuffs children's head into children's dead bodies into suits and stuff like that. Now, either kills them by putting them into suits and stuff like that. Is because when he was the older brother of his younger brother, he was the main cause, along with his friends, that put his little brother inside the Springlock suit and chomped that sort of thing. So I guess that's where he adopted that style of just stuffing things into suits, because he kind of did it already when he was already a kid. So that comes into play too. I can say this: William Afton's family's has like the worst lives. You got this young kid being tortured and suffering in the animatronic area, and just like being tormented by his brother even and stuff like that. And then he gets his head chomped because his tears moistened up the spring locks and had his head get chomped down. And he was put into the hospital and died there. And then you got the little then you got the sister who went too close to Baby, and Baby just inside of her, and then she became Baby, and now she started to suffer because she was possessed in the animatronic and stuff like that. Then you got the older brother doing all this stuff, suffering over the fact that his younger brother and possibly his younger sister, I don't know how to, I'm pretty sure it's the younger sister, were killed almost in the exact same manner, at least via animatronic. And he was just going throughout his life, growing up as this. Then his father said, go downstairs, do the thing. And then he got scooped, and now he's a walking carcass, killing other kids and stuff like that. And then got chased into an animatronic skin by the souls that he has tormented. And then now he's back into and now he's back in, this time, instead of animatronics being inside him, he's inside of an animatronic, and now he is going to find his father. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot to take in. And here's the thing. We have no idea where the mother is. What's going on with that? My money is she's dead. Because the family has already gone through so much greatness right now, haven't they? So, whatever. The next game is probably going to consist of William Afton. You're actually gonna play as William Afton. And this time, the only animatronic that's going to be coming after us is, again, like in Final Fantasy 3, Springtrap. I don't know what other mechanics are going to come into play. Like maybe the Phantom animatronic is going to come back because we still got this guy who's clearly some sort of killer in some way, shape, or form. Has done bad in his life. Is going to have some torment going on. And since Final Fantasy Freddy's 3 is supposed to be set 30 years after the events of the first game, and since William Afton was basically, I'm going to say William Afton was at least in his 20s or so, William Afton's going to be a pretty old dude. Not old as in he's going to be like breaking his hip every now and then because he turned a little too much, but I mean he's going to be relatively older than expected when Spring Chapter's coming after him. So he's going to be like, that or something else is going to occur, and Scott is going to drop another bombshell saying, no, William Afton killed himself as soon as he heard all of his family died. And the person that that Spring Chapter is going to is actually just a person who looks like him. It's actually his mom. That's where his mom is. I'm crazy. I love that dude. I love that dude. His crazy mind is all over the place. So, yeah. All being said, there's still some things to be talked about, like the puppet. Like, does this confirm that the kid is the puppet? Because the guy at the end, because now the words that can be interpreted at the end of Final Fantasy 4, I will put you back together, could pertain to his older brother that was with him when he died. Because that's what he said in this trailer. Again, it's impossible for me to say. I'm not gonna go fully in depth on this. In fact, this video has gone on way too long than I expected it to. So let the speculations begin on your part, and I'm just gonna wait for the professionals to get it done, like Daco and all those other guys on the Finance Press community that I'm currently subscribed to. I'm just gonna wait for them to get to it. And who knows? Maybe Scott Kaufman will just like come out and say, I can tell you the entire story because I'm the guy who wrote it, kind of thing. But yeah, I'm pretty sure everything's about Final Fantasy is going to be big until the movie comes out. Then I can see it like declining a bit. Not like, declining as in it's going to fade into obscurity. It's just going to be like part of the era that we have been as a indie game or just games in general kind of community. So yeah, I'm done with that. This is Do You Want to Be Universe? I'll see you guys next time. Bye.